Hey y'all, welcome back. So today is my October wrap up, so let's just dig right in. I've read quite a few books this month. I'm really proud of myself. So let's just dig in and get going. So first off, we're going to talk about Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I finally got my hands on it from the library. It's absolutely fantastic. I look forward to continuing with the series. I'm about halfway done with it now, but I expect by the time this video is uploaded that I'm done, because I'm filming a couple days in advance. And I know I've been loving it so far, and I look forward to seeing where the story continues to go. I'm really kind of excited about where I'm at and what I'm reading right now. So as of right now, it's probably at least a 4.5 out of 5 stars. We'll see how it feels when it's over. How I feel when it's over. Check out my Goodreads if you want to know when that's all done. Next up is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I basically did this completely on audiobook this month. That's what I've been listening to in my car as I've been going to and fro. I absolutely adore this book. I definitely will be continuing with the series. 5 out of 5 stars. Yay for Brandon Sanderson. And I understand why everybody loves him so much. This is Mistborn: The Final Empire. So this is, this is the first book in the first trilogy. So I'm really excited to see where the story continues to go from here. Well, let's tell you what Mistborn: The Final Empire is about. It is about Vin and her story of basically being a slave, working for thieving crews, and she has a special magical power. She calls it her luck. And it's about her finding this man named Kelsier and joining his crew, and kind of what they encounter as they try to overthrow the Final Empire, hence the title of The Final Empire. So 5 out of 5 stars. Happy day. Woo! Next is Queen of the Tearling. I have a full review on Queen of the Tearling. I will link that down below, and you can hear my overall thoughts there. Next would be Eve and the Choice Made in Eden. I really enjoyed this book. It's completely like a reference book, but if you ever wonder what your role is as a woman, or if you're curious as to why Eve did what she did, was she a horrible person, was she weaker than Adam, if you ever have wondered any of those questions, I highly recommend this book. It's by Beverly Campbell. Even The Mortal Journey is also by Beverly Campbell. That's what I will be reading next month as my kind of spiritual book. Again, it's a reference book, kind of like this one, but I learned so much from this about my role as a woman and my role as a wife, and I would highly recommend it if you've ever wondered why there's a difference between men and women, I guess would be the easiest way to describe the reason for reading it. Next is Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. This is about Lydia's family. Lydia is dead, and they don't know it yet. And so they find her missing, and it's kind of about how they got to the point to where they were. There's a little bit of mystery and intrigue. There's a little bit of a twist at the end that I didn't quite expect, but it wasn't a bad one, and I would give this 3 out of 5 stars. I mean, it gave me the impression it was something very different than what it was. It wasn't a bad read, but because it gave me a wildly different impression of what it was, I had to knock it down some stars. But also, you know, there's between the parents there's an affair, and I think it was really unnecessary. I mean, I think it's kind of based on a true story, but I felt like the affair was unnecessary. It was an unnecessary element to the story that they could have told the same story without it. So that was the other reason why I knocked some stars off. Next is The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury. This was my neighborhood book club discussion book this month. I have a full review on this. I will link that down below as well, and you can get my general thoughts on it there. I think it would be really fun to sit down and read with your kids this weekend, you know, since it's Halloween weekend. And then the last thing I got read this month was Life and Death by Stephanie Meyer. It's Twilight Reimagined. It's basically Twilight from a boy's perspective. So it's about Beau and Edith instead of Bella and Edward, and I enjoyed it just as much, if not more, than the original Twilight, because Bella always came across really whiny, where Beau comes across kind of clueless and aloof, which I think is easier to read than a whiny teenage girl. So that was kind of my impression on this. And if you've been wondering whether it's worth the money, it essentially is the same story. The ending is slightly different, spoiler alert, and I think you probably know that by now anyway. So, you know, I'd say check it out from the library. If you enjoy it then buy a copy. I just wanted a hard copy of Twilight, because the rest of my collection is hardbacks, and then I always had Twilight in a paperback, so that was the biggest reason why I bought it. And also, I was curious about Life and Death, and I enjoyed it. I would probably end up reading this more than the original, actually. So that is what I read in the month of October. I will let you guys know what I will be reading in November when I officially decide if I'm doing NaNoWriMo or not. I will have a decision for you by Monday when I make the video of what I will be reading in November. And I might do a combined TBR of November and December, because I think my filming schedule is going to get a little off through the holiday season. So anyway, those are my thoughts for today. If you have any book recommendations, leave them down below. I'm always looking for book recommendations. And I will see you guys in the month of November. Have a happy Halloween. Bye.